Waterdream Warm. A region of pointless frolicking and endless pleasure. No one here understands the true meaning of suffering and random shocking violence meted out arbitrarily.
Alright, so maybe this is the last of the tutorial areas. Build a dungeon with a treasure room, a lair, a hatchery, a training room. Make sure they're all big enough. Cramped conditions do nothing for the morale of your minions. Many of these words were too big and complex for me to understand as a kid. But that's okay. Being stupid is something you're allowed to do as a kid. Give me all this gold, please. I only have 4 minions. Let's up that a bit.
You must build a treasure room to store gold.
I don't have to, it'd just be a good idea. There's no particular hurry in these areas, so I'm just going to build what I want as and when I want it. We'll have ourselves a nice little lair here for people to go to. I'm thinking this will be hatchery, this will be training room, and this will be the lair. How about that gold room, though? We'll have a modest one over here. Slapping a creature will make it unhappy, but it'll make it work a lot faster for a wee while. Imps, you don't care about their happiness, and they can heal on their own if they have nothing better to do, so slap them to your heart's content. Sadly, the mobile game decided to meme that one too hard. Just made it Imp Slapping Simulator, and you had to keep logging in to do that, and boy was it awful. In fact, the less we say and think about the mobile game, the better. Alright, good enough. Go and get this. So this is my first time actually listening to the soundtrack in earnest, because I didn't even know this game had a soundtrack. Not until Zwerbaum started playing it, and then I assumed that it was some kind of Polish version gets a soundtrack, but no. It had one, and I had this game on CD. What was it called again? CD, DVD? No. Whatever, I had the disc of this game, and I never once heard the soundtrack, so I could not figure out what Zwar got to hear it, not me. Well, what I did was I've got a setup for Keeper FX here that does use the soundtrack that I had to rip from the game. The time has come to build a library. I could not agree less. No, I couldn't agree more. Whoops. Let's get ourselves a modest little library over here. Because libraries attacked warlocks. They're not really good, to be honest. In fact, they're quite annoying. But I really like them. Gonna train them up to level 2 and then have them... I could have a lot more of you now. Gonna train them up to level 2 and have them research away. Research is of vital importance to this game, so you need to have somebody do it. Most units can research unless they are extremely stupid. Also, let's get these walls reinforced quickly before the librarians get really angry. So we got a warlock here. The reason I don't like them, they're really slow and they're really fragile. But undeniably, they do have a ranged attack. And at this early point in the game, ranged attack's hard to come by. I'm reinforcing all the walls so this library can be as efficient as possible. And there we go, he's level 2, good enough, on you go. So level 2 is fine for me, because at level 2 they learn Fireball. So ranged attack means I can just have them hang back and cast fireballs at whatever enemies, whilst our elite core of demon spawn kill them in melee. I keep the hatchery central here so that nobody wastes that much time going and getting food. If you have somebody like a bile demon on your team, they can spend so much of their time just going and eating. Or even worse, giants. Giants are awful, awful creatures to have in your... Get studying harder. Awful creatures to have in your lair. And they're not even creatures, they're heroes. Also, let's get on with that gold, shall we? I'm running a little dry.
A new spell has been researched. There is nothing left to research.
Okay, that was over fast. We've got Speed Monster. What a shame. Well, we're going to have this guy go back and do some training then. What can you research in the game? There are many buildings available here. This whole thing can be filled up with buildings. There are many spells to be had. Those are the two things that you research. There are things that you can manufacture in your manufactory. Get out of here, Beetle. Before I turn you into Beetlejuice. Well, you know, I feel suitably greedy. Let's go and get some more dosh. Again, this is just tutorial world. I could probably beat it with 2 demon spawn and a warlock. Ah, good. We got ourselves a couple more warlocks here, as long as they have made themselves homes. And that's also kind of cute that they make themselves their little wizardy mushroom homes. Get training. High-level wizards aren't even that good. They're still pretty fragile, but Meteor is better than Fireball, and they can cast both, one after the other. Ah, that's right. There's a secret over here. Let's have it. I think it's a prison full of skeletons. Either way, how can anyone resist the skeletons? Let's get it. Now would be an excellent time to train a warlock, says the game. You can't take action when the game is paused, which is... well, I find it a touch bothersome. I've never liked the whole needing to be rapid aspect of RTS. I also don't like the upstairs neighbor dragging furniture 3 times a day. I wonder why they do that. Jake, Dungeon Keeper Gold CDs shipped without music for space reasons, which was stupid. Well, that explains it. 1998, finding Dungeon Keeper Gold in a... I don't even know what shop. I hesitate to say WH Smith's, but I remember it not being a conventional game store. There we go, we got our skeletons and we got a training room. And this is where the health bar comes in. Health goes down, and I'm just going to delete this training room, otherwise people are going to travel way too far to it.
You have taken control of a new room.
Marvin says he seems to remember this game getting real hard real fast, and it certainly does. If you're a turtle player, this game often robs you of the ability to turtle, and that can feel pretty bad. Alright, everybody get paid. I definitely don't have a big enough training room for all of these guys that want to train. But nothing's stopping us from just expanding operation. And you don't have to have them shaped like that, you can shape them any which way you want. I could have a bit that comes out right here. And if we can, we will. I can drop in and train my imps as well. Imps are amazing at level 3. Anything above that's a waste of time. Unless you really like having level 10 imps, because then they learn teleport. Alright, who's coming in? Oh well, the fly's going in because he's a badass. But really, it should be the skeletons, the demon spawns, and our glorious wizards. There we go. The wizard knows heal, so he can take care of himself. And between Fireball and Meteor, he deals some pretty beefy damage. There we go. Everything's dead just like that. And we can already indulge in a larger training area. And as I said, we can make it any which shape we want. So let's make it this shape. Even over here, this is still training area. I think this room's efficiency has suffered if I can find its flag, which I cannot. Only pops up when it wants to pop up. Jake, don't forget to kill your monsters to get your gold back. It doesn't work that way, sadly. Training is real expensive, though. Training is one of your biggest expenses. Look at that, every moment that they train, they're costing you dosh. But you can hover over them to see how they're doing at it. As you can see, Judah here has his experience bar. And it's useless until they hit the next level, but it goes a long way. And I can make them go faster by giving them a lovely little slap, although slapping him just made him want to go to bed. Probably to heal up, because I slapped him pretty nastily. Where'd he go? I thought against it. What I can also do is throw chickens at my people to heal them up. He really wants to sleep, poor guy, but instead I'll give him those chickens. And yeah, even skeletons can eat chickens. They don't have to, they don't get hungry, but they can.
Creatures are falling in battle.
Who has the balls? Oh my, look at this place. This is where the heroes dug their way out from. Well, first let's take all the money they left behind for us. Obviously for us. Stick it in our treasury. And then grab this fearless imp.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle.
And he's all dead, but it was all for the greater good, because now the enemies are aggroed on us. And now they eat those from the front, and these guys from the back. Look at that power of those fireballs ripping through that guy with his crummy magic defense.
Your creatures are under attack.
Tell you what, let's take this guy, give him a slap. I'm going to teach him Accelerate. And have him heal up, but otherwise I can be a fireball casting machine if I manual it. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any traps in there, so we can get our impy friends to go and claim it all. This ground is white, which means it's claimed. It's claimed by heroes or neutral, but either way it's still claimed. So we need to declaim it, which takes a bit longer. If you look at this guy, he's taken ages to claim that compared to a normal place. It's going to take even longer now. The Lord of the Land is here.
The enemy has broken through your walls. Your creatures are under attack.
Eat it. So we have melee units up front, casters at the back, and this guy lasted even less time than the last bunch.
This realm.
Swell. Yeah, there's a bunch of gold here, but what I'm really interested in is what's behind this wall. Looks like there'd be something down here, right? My secret sense is tingling here. There's something along all this water. If I had a fly, it would explore all this super fast for me. There are all kinds of secrets around the game. Little dungeon secrets that you pick up hidden around. They allow you to do things like level up your creatures, transfer a creature from one area to another, even unlock hidden realms. But unless you explore everywhere, or you already know the layout of the place, you just don't know where they are. And I don't particularly mind not having them because I have no intention to ever transfer a creature.
Withers Dread. This place now has a proper name because of what you did here. There is a healthy disrespect for life, and you'll be amused to hear that cannibalism has gained a strong foothold amongst the ragged inhabitants.
Cannibalism, you say? My Frostpunk dreams draw ever closer. Jake, out of curiosity, ever played Bullfrog's theme park game? I played it extensively on the Super Nintendo and significantly less extensively on the PC, because it ran too fast on the PC.